Okay, it's October 31st, about 50 degrees. I'm John Vincent. I'm out at Bartholomew, out at our field, Bartholomew County Radio Control Flyers Field. We're located about 3.5 miles east of Columbus, and we're right on top of the old Petersville landfill. It was closed, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, and this is where we got our flying field. We've got over here to the left, of course you can see we've got a 550-foot grass runway, and over here we've put in just recently it's about 125 yard diameter control line circle, and a few outbuildings there, a shed where we store things, and then we do the cooking there where the red tractor's at. And way down on the other side of the frequency board, on the other side of my car, there's a 200-foot geotech runway. It's about 35 feet wide. We put that in last August. And I've got my T-34 out here. Kind of a long, I'll try to make it a short story. I had a smoothie from Balsa, USA, given to me by a friend. It had been hanging in the father's garage for 35, 40 years. And he asked me if I wanted it after his father passed away. I said yes. It hung in my garage for another 6 months or so, and then I finally said, okay, I'll get it up. And I recovered it, put new servos, everything in it. And I was having a friend, Mike Marthaler, who was the field manager out in our club. By the way, I'm the president of our club. We got about 55 members now, 56. But anyhow, Mike was flying it for me to trim it out, and he took off. That's south. He took off south, made the big sweeping turn, and actually about right over in there, it just, for some reason, it was flying straight and level, and all of a sudden it just turned and went right straight into the ground. Mike felt bad about it, and type of guy he said, let me rebuild that for you. I said, no, you don't have to. He said, no, I really want to do it. I said, okay. So about 6, 8 months later, I didn't pressure him or anything. I didn't call him. I didn't bother him at all. I just thought when he gets to it, he'll get to it, because he's doing me a giant favor by rebuilding it. About 6, 8 months later, he called and said, John, it's just going to be, I'm taking another look at it, and it's going to be a really tough fix. So would you mind if I've got a fuselage off of one plane, I got a tail section off another, and got wings off another plane. He said, do you mind if I put that together? It'll make you a real nice beater plane. And I said, well, sure, absolutely. And I said, we'll just call it the Franken plane. And about 3 months or two months later, he called and said, hey, I got your plane ready to go. I'll be out the field this evening. It was on a Thursday, our buddy boxing night, and I saw him, and I looked around and I didn't see a Franken plane. I saw a few planes, but none that looked like it'd been cobbled together. And I said, well, where is it? He said, well, it's right there. I said, well, that's not a 2 or 3 different planes put together. No, actually, what it was, it's a T-34, and it was originally owned by Ken Erickson. He crashed it. He's our secretary in the club and newsletter editor, and he had flown it and crashed it. And Mike, he'd given it to Mike, and I guess it had just been hanging around in Mike's garage workshop, and so that's the one he put together for me. And I flew it probably 3 or 4 times. I had 3 or 4 solos, and then on a windy day, someone was right beside me talking, and I really got distracted, and on the down leg wind, the wind was blowing from south to north, and I was going south to north on that leg, and I didn't realize it, but it started getting lower and lower and lower, and by the time I realized that I needed to do something, it was too late, and I think I got into the edge. I think a thermal must have been a few feet ahead of me at that time, because all of a sudden the plane was about 8, 9, 10 feet off the ground going along, and it absolutely just dove down. As you know, a thermal, as it's going up, it's sucking all the surrounding air and coming from up, down, and around and up. and I think I got into that edge of the throw. Anyhow, I crashed it big time. The tail just flopped over, and the rudder hit the motor itself, just flopped over. But anyhow, I repaired it. I went out to Mike Marthaler's house, about 3 days, 3 hours each, and I repaired it myself completely. I'd been an electric foamy guy all the time up to this, and I was terrified of a crash of a balsa structure plane and what it would take to fix it. But I found out that, hey, it's just as simple as any other foam plane. You just have to start with the thing that needs to be done first, and obviously that's take the covering off, repair the ribs, put in doublers if you need to strengthen, and then get it all done, and then cover it over, which I did. Learned a tremendous amount, and now I've had the one crash, but now I'm out here, like I said, today with my T-34. I've flown it all for about 15-20 minutes already. Had a few touch and goes, half a dozen landings and takeoffs, and just having a blast. Like I said, it's about 50 degrees, but the good thing is the wind is not. The wind's only blowing about 6 to 8 miles an hour, so that's just ideal for me because I don't really like the 15-mile-an-hour wind. So I'm going to go down here. I've already got it fueled up. I'm going to go down here, start it up, and then I'll just fly it. And whenever you get tired of the video, then just shut it off. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of the video. And if I don't see you, goodbye for now. And it's John Vincent in Columbus, Indiana. Well, got bad news. In trying to walk up here so I could be close to the camera, I actually I'm gonna take this camera off of the tripod. So pardon this. And I got to go over there and get it. It went into the ground pretty doggone hard. This is going to be a doggone it. That was a big goof up. Okay, I got more work to do now. But I got plenty of CA, got plenty of balsa, so just a matter of probably 8-10 hours. God darn it, I'd like to say something else, but I think I'll keep it relatively clean. It's down over this hill somewhere, and I did hear it. It went straight down, and there was a delay, and then I heard the crash. I think I'll just walk down to the bottom of the hill. It'll be easier to see. Oh boy. Doggies. Last time the wing wasn't horribly damaged, but it was, the previous crash I had was not nearly as hard as this one. This was pretty bad. I gave it up elevator, but on low rates, it just didn't have enough, and there was no time to put it on high rates either. Now it's going to be finding it. This long grass. I may end up having to go do a grid search back and forth. Came down here because I can look back up the hill. Hopefully I'll be able to spot it without walking all over the place. Of course, my depth perception is not what it used to be either, so I suppose it could be further over here. See a lot of white stuff here, but it's paper, trash. We are, after all, near a recycling place. Oh boy. And I don't see it up on the hill. I don't see it up there anyplace. Like I said, my depth perception, it could be on down here. Oh my God, I see some red over here. That could be it. Oh boy, if it is. Oh shit, if that's it. Man, that looks like gravel there. It'll be really busted up. Yeah, that's it. Hot damn. Oh my God, we're smithereens. It's smithereens. Oh, son of a buck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, this is a freaking disaster. Son of a buck. Oh boy. Well, I'll shut the video off and God, here's the little freaking pilot. Came way over here, at least one of them. I'll have to come down and just search like crazy. Here's the other poor guy. He's dead too. Oh gee. You can stop watching anytime you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and here it's I'm trying to find my plane versus all the other trash that's laying around here. Well, that canopy is going to take some. It's going to take some tape. I suppose it's repairable. Everything is. I'm going to make sure to get all the pieces. Well, the wing, I suppose it could be. I suppose it could be worse. Right this moment, I don't know how. Well, this is busted up, but oh my God, the cowling is gone for sure. Looks like the prop. Oh my God, there's dirt down the carburetor, so I'll have to learn how to disassemble the carburetor, which I've never done that before. Oh boy. My God, there's pieces everywhere. Well, like I said, if you want to stop watching, fine. I'm slowly putting everything where I can pick it up while there's still. There'll be daylight for a while though, because it's 6:45. Oh boy. I know I've said that many times. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gee. Well, I'll get everything and let's see. I would assume that's part of the. This must be, yeah. That's part of the spinner. That's the first little piece of it I've seen. Piece of the prop. I don't think it made any difference. It hit right. I'll have to see where it actually hit. Should be a hole in the ground. I don't know, there's a, well, that's a place where a rock has been moved, probably by me. That's a piece of a spoon, so that's got nothing to do with me. Oh, here's where she hit. Here's where it hit, right here. Put a hole in the ground. Here's the other pieces of the spinner. I'd like to have been down here and got a picture of it diving into the ground. Of course, I'd have probably run up and tried to catch it. Let's see. More little pieces.
It's smithereen. Smithereen the spinner. Yeah. Not a major hole, but it put a couple inches down. Well, it's supposed to be some not so good weather starting tomorrow, so it's going to certainly give me something to do. I think I've got all the, I know I've got all the major pieces, but I do want to get if one is hiding down here. Yeah, look here, here's a little piece of canopy, I guess. Yep, that'll be a dumb looking canopy, but I can put it back together with 60-mile-an-hour tape. To all of you that don't know what 60-mile-an-hour tape is, that's clear packing tape. Yeah, here may be another piece. No, that's, I think that's been, no, that's not, don't think that's part of the plane. If it is, I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it is. And the foam, I don't have any foam in it anywhere that I can recall. Because like I said, I did repair it once, so I pretty much know what's inside. Okay. God, there's little pieces that spinner definitely disintegrated. The pieces of it all over the place. Well, one thing, the previous crash I had, I didn't get a picture of it. And I sure got a picture of this one. I'm actually going to stop the video here shortly and take some stills. Okay, all I'm doing now is moving pieces that I've already touched. I suppose I'm just concentrating it. Little pieces hidden down underneath there. This will be, oh boy, that wing is, but again, it's repairable. All you gotta do is cut. All I have to do is, if I don't have any place for replacement pieces to go on, I'll just put, I'll put pieces from each side at just this height here. And then I'll have that to lay this onto. But I'll have to cut off all this covering. Actually, the worst part is right up here around the motor. Definitely the worst. And I'll probably have to have help from, or at least tutelage from Mike Marthaler as I go through that. because the previous crash didn't, the front end wasn't that bad. So, and there's a lot of different kinds of wood in there that I'm not, and structure that I didn't have to make any repairs on. So that's going to be new to me. But again, same deal. You start piece by piece, area by area, and you don't get in a rush. If it takes what it takes to repair it, and you just don't rush. A lot of these little pieces that I'm going to be taking home obviously will never be used. I guess I should have just stayed down where I was at, but I was trying to get up closer to the camera so I could talk a little bit and you could hear. And I don't know, I just truly don't know how I got in the situation I got into. I simply don't know. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. We'll shut it off. And I'm out of breath just from bending over. Okay, I'll even regardless that I just whacked my favorite plane, it was still good to be out here, not be in a house. And I do have one more plane. I actually brought 3 planes out. The other one, a mid-star 40, and it has a little problem with the carburetor, so I couldn't use it. But I do have a big stick that I built myself from a laser cut balsa kit, and I'll come back and gather this up, and then probably go back up and fly it for at least one. It's an electric, and run one battery through it. So yeah, this is John Vinson, Columbus, Indiana. And even though I've got this horrible looking mess down here, I hope you can still see, I still got a smile on my face, because there's always tomorrow, and it obviously will not get any worse than this is right here, right now. So from this point on, it's nothing but uphill. So happy flying to you, and happy Halloween. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it is October 31st. And all the little trick-or-treaters will be out. Got to get back home and pass out a little candy. So I'm going to shut the video off now, take a few stills, go get the car, load this up, go back and do a little flying with the big stick. And you might, if you've enjoyed this video, I realize it's a little long in places. But I've got 90 plus other videos out there, from trying to catch a mole, trying to caught a mouse, looking at chipmunks, and all kinds of stuff. Speedboat tests, speed tests, cars, speed tests, all kinds of flying, other guys, myself. Ben Batts, I don't know if you've heard of him. He's from the local area here. He's obviously one of the better flyers, probably the best flyer in this area. And he came to our last event we had here, and as a matter of fact, I went to the Indy Modelers Marines Toys for Kids fly-in about a month, 6 weeks ago, and he was there flying too. So he's a good guy, and there's a lot of good videos out there of him, at least 3 that I recall. So take a look at my other videos if you like. They got all sorts of stuff. It's not just one thing. It's kind of a
collage of things, an eccentric type of stuff. So anyhow, happy Halloween to you. From Columbus, Indiana, it's John Vincent signing off. Bye.